really look at our roots, we have to go back to 1907 on Brownsea Island in England with Lord Baden-Powell, who tried something, an experiment of having boys come together and camp and boy leadership. And that was really a novel idea for the day. So if we wanted to, we could say we could trace our roots back to 1907 on Brownsea Island, all the way through then. Obviously they had campfires, and they started a tradition by collecting the ashes from the campfire and taking them to the next event, whether that event was a world jamboree or a national jamboree or some kind of a national training course or something of that nature. That's all fine. So let's fast forward it to Nashville, Tennessee at Trail Life's inaugural convention. And at that convention, after the hotel scene, they went out to the campsite area where a lot of the guys were camping, and they started a fire, and they carried on that convention or that tradition, because some of those guys brought ashes from BSA, national jamborees, world jamborees, so on and so forth, and put them in the fire. Well, this is the important part for us from Trail Life, is that we took that tradition and carried it on. And I happen to have a little can of ashes here that, if we trace this back, it would be, granted it'd be back to 1907, but I'm focusing on Nashville Convention, where Trail Life originated.
Cool.
Okay, from there, let's get a little more down home and talk about the Midwest. These ashes went from, well, actually they went to Camp Aiken for the Equip 64, the very first Equip 2 years ago, with what we're dealing with now with the patrol method and things, was in Camp Aiken. Well, from there, the ashes came to Columbia, Missouri, Parkade Baptist Church in Columbia, Missouri, where we had our first Equip last year, Midwest Equip, and we had our campfire there, and we collected those ashes. And we also had the Equip, or not the Equip, but the Spring Fellowship, Midwest Spring Fellowship, down by Lake of the Ozarks. And we had a campfire there, and we mixed the ashes from the Equip, and then the next day when the ashes cool, we put them in little containers and took them to the next Equip, which was down at Camp Aiken last November. From there, we had our Equip last year, we had a Spring Fellowship, we had another Equip, the second national Equip at Camp Aiken, and that's where these come from. I would say hot off the fire, but they're not hot anymore. But we have these ashes that can be traced all the way back through our heritage, and more specifically to Camp Aiken and such. So I'm not a real tech guy. Can you? But I don't want to. Oh, there we go. Wrong side. Okay, we're gonna take these ashes, put them in the fire. And I'm going to ask each and every one of you, if you can, if you have an interest, which I would hope that you would, is tomorrow when this fire burns down, bring a plastic bag or something, collect some of the ashes and take them back to your troop and continue this tradition and tell them the story so they know the story of our tradition. It's not, just BSA 1907 anymore, it's Trail Life. So if you'd be kind enough to do that, that's what this ash ceremony is. At this time, I'd like to call anybody, if you do have any ashes from any of your troop events or your regional events, from wherever you come, if you'd like to come down now and add your ashes to the fire so we can have those when the fire cools tomorrow to take to our home troops. Okay, anybody have any ashes?